I'm gonna be honest, I'm making this video because I need to cry and I need an outlet, and y'all are always there to support me, so I really appreciate you. I want to say that before we even get into this, for holding space for me. I don't know why it's hitting me so hard this week because nothing specific happened this week. I'm so grateful that there's more talk on social media about people struggling with mental illness. I remember when I made my video for YouTube about my eating disorder, I could only find like 5 other videos about it. And now there's so many videos of people talking about their mental health struggles, and it's definitely becoming a more normalized conversation, but I don't hear a lot of people talk about how hard it is watching someone that you love so much struggle with mental illness. It's so hard, you guys. If you have someone really close to you that has a severe mental illness, then you know. Honestly, in my experience, it's been so much harder than battling with my mental illness, not because my mental illness wasn't really hard and didn't take over my entire life, but it's so much harder when there's nothing you can do about it. And yes, during my mental illness, I felt very helpless in my own body. I felt like there was nothing I could do, but it's so much different when you are consumed by it and you are so justified in your actions, at least in your own mind. What you're doing makes sense to you. You have a very big motivation behind what you are doing, at least in my experience. And so yes, it was so hard, but everything I was doing made sense to me. And watching someone that you love struggle and having the perspective to understand the irrationality of it, and that scientifically none of the things that they think are true, but to them it's true, and they're just literally killing themselves to try to do XYZ. I don't want to give specifics about this person's mental illness because it's not my story. It's not my story to tell. This video is not about me exploiting this person and their experience, but I just want to speak from my experience as someone that's watching someone that I really love struggle with mental illness, and the guilt and the shame that I feel as somebody close to them, because a lot of the best times in my life have lined up with some of the hardest times in this person's life with their mental illness. And I can't tell you the guilt that I feel. For example, when I was on my semester abroad after high school, the literal best semester of my entire life, the best few months of my entire life, is when I got a call that this person had to be sent to a facility to get help. I just remember sitting there, you know, I called my family and I was on such a high and I was just so excited to talk to my family. I remember getting this news and just feeling like, oh, the weight of the world back on my shoulders. I remember how that felt when I had the mental illness, and I just remember getting this call and immediately just went numb. I wanted to continue to enjoy that semester, and I did, but at the same time, it's just this thing that is just constantly in the back of my mind. When I feel joy, all I can think about is, oh, this person hates their life. This person is struggling so hard, and I know that I can't do that. That's not a sustainable way to live. I can't just constantly be thinking about this person struggling, forcing myself to struggle myself and not letting myself feel joy. Like, it does nothing for me to not allow myself to feel joy because this person that I love so much is struggling. But as an empath and someone that feels so deeply for other people and someone that loves this person so much, it's so hard for me to feel joy. Leaving for college, being so excited to come to my dream school, but leaving this person, leaving my family with the effects of this person's actions, this person's mental illness, you know. During my mental illness, I was aware that my mental illness was affecting my family and the people around me. I knew that I didn't feel like myself and that I was treating other people in ways that normally I wouldn't treat them. But being on the outside, not being so consumed with my own mental illness that I don't really care how I'm affecting other people, because in that moment all I care about is myself. You know, during that stage of my life, all I cared about was me and how I could accomplish my goals of, you know, I'm specifically talking about my eating disorder. So how can I become smaller? And I would go to the depths of the earth to lose weight and whatever. But watching someone that I love struggle and watching the impact that it's having on everyone around them is so hard, because again, I know that they are consumed by it. They do not understand the way that it's affecting from those around them. I'm sure that they are also aware that they're acting in ways that they wouldn't normally act, but again, it's so justified in their mind that I know that it's hard for them to see that. But me, from an outside point of view, I'm watching the ripple effects of this mental illness. It's not just the person with the mental illness that is affected, it's everyone around them, it's everyone that loves them, it's everyone that is watching them struggle. And I also feel so much guilt and shame around different ways that I've treated this person, because they were not always good to me. I didn't treat them the best because they didn't treat me the best because of this mental illness that is taking over them and that caused them to treat other people, me included, in not so nice ways. And so I also wasn't nice to this person, and I hold so much guilt for that, because it's so hard though, because I felt like I didn't deserve to be treated that way, and I didn't enjoy being around this person, so I pushed them away as well. But at the same time, I knew that it was just their mental illness. That was not them speaking to me that way. That was not them talking to me that way. But it's so hard to find that balance of, I'm not gonna put up with this because I'm still a human and you're still a human, and I don't want to be treated this way. I don't want to be around a person that treats me this way, but at the same time, having compassion for them and sympathizing with them, it's just like, it's a hard line to find, because I just love them. And I just want them to know how much I love them, and I haven't always treated them like how I feel about them. And I do wonder if it affected our relationship forever, you know? I don't know. Oh, I just wish, I mean, I know that we all wish, everyone around this person wishes that we could know that it's gonna get better one day, but I think that that's the scariest part, is that you don't really know. You hope, and I have so much hope and I have faith, but like, what if it never gets better? That's so scary. And I know online it often looks like my life is so great, because it is. My life is so beautiful and there's so many happy things going on, and those things do make me happy, but at the same time there's like this secret, I don't know, I just have become so good at compartmentalizing my life, and I definitely do that with my internet presence as well, you know, just to keep this person's experience private. It's not for me to share online, but it is something that I've wanted to talk about, because obviously it's been weighing on me for years and years and years since this person began struggling. I just want to let you all in on the fact that I am happy, but there's always things behind the scenes. Every single social media person that you follow, every single celebrity, they all have things going on behind the scenes. You know, a lot of big things have happened for my family in the past several years since this person was affected. I always have moments during those big events, during those big days, where it's gonna be a day that we all remember as a family, that it's just like, oh, there's still just like a little bit of heaviness on the happiest of days. And I understand how parents can become so overbearing to kids and put their whole worth in their kids, because their happiness depends on their kids' happiness. And I've definitely judged parents for doing that before, but it makes so much sense to me now, seeing someone I know struggle, just how when you love someone, you just want them to be happy. I don't know why this week specifically it's weighing on me so heavy, but again, I've been so good at compartmentalizing my life and just going to school, doing the things that make me happy, you know, sometimes even avoiding calling my family or calling this person because of the heaviness that I know will come with it, because of the news that is probable that I will get that is probably not the greatest. And so I've avoided my family at times since I've been here, because it's just so hard to find the balance. I feel shame about the fact that I left, even though there wasn't actually another option, you know, like a lot of the guilt and shame that I feel for leaving or for enjoying my semester abroad. Like, what is the other option? You know, there's not really another option. I had to move on with my life. I had to go to school. Like, it would have done nothing for me to stay home with my family. I wasn't helping the situation being home, but I still felt so much shame leaving. And then that shame caused me to kind of be avoidant towards my family, because once I left, I just wanted to completely leave and get away from the situation and be able to experience joy on my own without that feeling of heaviness being overbearing. And so I did that when I got here, and I really just kind of cut everyone out for a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'm still kind of in that phase where I'm trying to just like separate myself from the whole situation, just because it's so heavy at times, and sometimes I just want to feel happy. I just want to act like that's not even a thing that is happening in my life, but it's very much a thing that's happening in my life that is affecting me so freaking hard and no one talks about it. Why does no one talk about it? I'm very lucky that I have my therapist that I could talk to about this, but I definitely wish that there was support groups, even at my school or something like that, where we could come together and talk about this, because I don't feel like I have people that I can really open up about this to the extent that I want to. I don't think anyone, even the people in my life here in LA that know about this person's struggle, really know the extent of the struggle. And again, this video is not for me to exploit that person's experience, but it's honestly just beyond belief at this point. It really is. If I actually were to tell y'all some things that have happened, it would blow your mind, especially because of this image that me and my family have projected throughout the years that it's been happening. Because again, there's no other choice. We're not gonna just like post about what's happening. There's no other option, but that doesn't mean that the option that we have to choose is easy or doesn't come with a lot of emotional ramifications. And that's where I'm at right now. If the person that knows that I'm talking about them is watching this video, which I know that they're not, but I just want to tell you that I love you so much. I love you so much. And if I could, I would take this pain away from you so quick, okay? And I'm sorry for the ways that I've treated you in the past that did not reflect the love that I have for you, because I have so much love for you, and I have so much faith, and I have so much hope this is not gonna last forever. And you are so strong, and I'm so sorry that you are not enjoying your life right now, because that's all I want for you, is to be happy. All I want. I love you so much. I don't tell you enough. I haven't told you enough. If you know someone close to you, if someone in your close friend circle, if someone in your close family circle, anyone close to you is struggling with mental illness, and you feel guilty for talking about how much you're struggling with processing your friend or your family member's mental illness because they're the ones struggling with it, you know? If you're struggling, imagine how much they're struggling. I know that it's really hard to let yourself feel bad when there's someone that's actually struggling with a mental illness that's taking over their life and causing them to act in these ways. But you still deserve to feel the way that you feel, okay? And it makes total sense why you feel the way that you feel, and I know it can feel so lonely and very easy to invalidate your own feelings, but it's not a comparison game when it comes to feelings, okay? Just because someone is hurting more than you, just because someone is struggling more than you, does not mean that you are not struggling and that your struggle is not valid and that you shouldn't allow yourself to feel sad sometimes, okay? My DMs are always open, and genuinely, if this is something that you want to talk about with someone that is also going through a similar thing, please DM me. Let's all create a little support group on our own that we can talk about this, because it's hard. It is hard, y'all, but I'm proud of you, and we're gonna keep on plugging through like we have been, right? Like we always do, and life will go on, even if it feels like it's moving really slow sometimes, or that you're not actually living in your own body sometimes. I love you. I will see you next week. I'm gonna cry to some Gracie Abrams music right now. Okay, goodbye.